Hi everyone, CBSE Class 10 Math video solution to the sample paper given for the 2020 board examination. The standard version of the paper, we are looking at a 4-mark question. This question is from the chapter statistics. Concept tested, we need to compute mean and we also need to compute mode when we have data for a set of class intervals given to us. Let's have a look at the question. Daily wages of 110 workers obtained in a survey or tabulated below. Compute the mean daily wages and the modal daily wages of all of these workers is what is mentioned. Let's start by computing the mean daily wages and subsequently do the modal daily wages, right. We're going to tabulate the same thing in a vertical form. We have the different class intervals and the frequencies for these different class intervals, right. Let's call each of these as Ni, right. So, the number of workers in the first class interval, which is 100 to 120, is at 10. So, we are going to compute the mean wages for each of these class intervals, which is a middle value 100 plus 120 divided by 2, which is equal to 110. Let's just quickly fill in this column. 110, second row would be 130, 150, 170, 190, 210, and the last one is equal to 230. The formula to compute the mean is find out Nixi for each of these class intervals, sum it up, sigma Nixi divided by sigma Ni, which is equal to 110. This part is done. So, computing Nixi is calculation intensive, adding it up is also calculation intensive. There is no escaping that. Let us just quickly be done with that, right. So, 10 times 110 is very easy, which is 1100. 15 times 130 is 1950. 13 15s are 195. This is 1950. 20 times 150, again an easy number, 3000, very good. 22 times 170. 170 into 2 is 340, 170 into 20 is 3400, 3400 plus 340 is 3740, not too difficult. Let's move on to this one. 18 into 19, 18 into 18 is 324, plus an 18 is 342, so 3420 is what we have. Conversely, you can think of it as 18 into 200 minus 18 into 10, so that's 3600 minus 180, which is 3420. 12 into 210, 12 into 200 is 2400, 2400 plus a 120, which is equal to 2520. And lastly, 13 into 230, 13 into 200 is 2600, 13 into 30 is 390, 2600 plus 390 is equal to 2990. We are going to add it by adding the thousands place first, add all the thousands, get the number of thousands, then add the hundreds, then add the tens, because we do not have any units, all of those are 0, that should give us the answer. So, first let us add the 1000, 1000 plus 1000, 2000, 5000, 8000, 11,000, 11,000 plus 4000 is equal to 15,000. So, the first part of the sum is equal to 15,000. Let us add the hundreds place, 100 plus 900, 1000, 1700, 2100, 2600 and 3500. That is what we have by adding all the hundreds place. Add the tens and we are done, right. 50 plus 40, 90, 90 plus 20 is 110, 130, 130 plus 90, 130 plus 90 is 220. Let us add all of these things. 15,000 plus 3,500 is 18,500, 18,720 is the sum of all of this. So, sigma Nixi is equal to 18,720. So, what is the mean for this entire mean wage? That is equal to, mean is computed as follows, which is sigma Nixi divided by sigma Ni. You can call it as Fixi by Fi, all of that is perfectly alright, right. We have computed this value to be equal to 18,720. Sigma Ni, total number of workers, is equal to 110, cancel these two. Now, we know 187 as a number is divisible by 11. So, 1870 by 11 is equal to 170. Now, what we are left with is a 2. 1872 is what we have to find out. We have found it for 1870. 2 divided by 11 is equal to 0.18. So, 170 plus 0.18, 170.18 is the mean wage for these 110 workers. The calculation is a bit tough, it is going to take time. I have told you a different way of doing calculation, but even if you did the traditional approach, the way we used to do long multiplication and long addition, that is absolutely fine. It should take you probably about 3 minutes to complete this process. Let us move on to the second part of this question, which is computing the mode. How do you compute mode? Let us first start by identifying which class interval has the highest frequency. Of all of these, this is the class interval which has the highest frequency, which is 22. This is called the modal class. The class before it is the class before the modal class, the one after that is the class after the modal class. we're going to assign variables for it. This is F1, the model class. The class before it is called F0, and the one after that is called F2. The frequencies of these classes are called F1, F0 and F2. So the frequency of the model class is a 22. Frequency of the class before that, F0, is a 20 for us, and in this particular set of data, the frequency of the class after the model class is equal to 18. How do you compute mode? The formula to compute mode is equal to L plus F1 minus F0 divided by 2F1 minus F0 minus F2 times H. We'll start by identifying the model class, which we know is 160 to 180. What is L? L is the lower limit of the model class. The lower limit of the model class is equal to 160. This is modal, not model, right? So that's equal to 160. Class interval is equal to 20, right? 160 to 180, 140 to 160, so on and so forth. F1, frequency of the model class, is equal to 22. F0, frequency of the class before the model class, is at 20. F2, frequency of the class after the model class, that is equal to an 18. We have values for all of the terms that go into this formula. Let's just plug it in and find out the answer. So mode is equal to 160 plus F1 is equal to 22 minus F0, which is equal to 20, divided by 2 times F1, which is a 44, minus F0, which is 20, minus F2, which is 18, times 20, which is the class interval, height of the class interval. 160 plus 22 minus 20 is a 2, 2 times 20 is a 40, divided by 44 minus 38 is a 6. 40 we can think of it as 36 plus 4. 36 by 6 is a 6. So we have 160 plus 36 by 6, which is a 6, plus a 4 upon 6, which is a 2 upon 3, which is 0.67, plus 0.67 should give us the answer, which is 166.67 is the mode for this set of data that's given to us. So we computed the mean to be equal to 170.18, we computed the mode to be equal to 166.67. Slightly painful question in terms of the calculation that is involved. Conceptually, if you knew the formula to compute both the mean and the mode, you're done. Before you leave, I want you to do 2 things. 1, sign up at online.maxtute.com to get started with CBSE Class 10 Math online tuitions. It takes all of 5 minutes and less than 3 steps to get started. And second thing, I want you to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications so that you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Spread the word about this channel to your friends and classmates.